This is Rodeo Drive, where the richest people in the United States come to shop. Today, we're going to be asking millionaires what they do for a living. What's the most amount of money that you made in 1 year?
Probably around 5 million.
12 million in a year.
About $3 million a year.
600,000.
What was the lowest point in your business, and how'd you overcome those adversities?
Opened up one store, was successful. Opened up the second store, was successful. The third one almost sunk our battleship.
Cool. What do you do for a living?
Well, I have multiple businesses. I own a real estate brokerage here in Beverly Hills. I own an interior design business. I own a vineyard, and I own a food company.
What's your most profitable business?
Real estate.
How long have you been doing that for?
I've been doing it since 2005, so almost 20 years.
Was that the first business that you started out of your businesses?
No, I was a record producer before that. Used to do EDM, ooch, 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 for the kids that remember.
Okay.
That's what got me my green card to the US.
Okay.
And I was pretty successful, very successful at that.
Okay.
And then wanted to transition into something that had a little bit more of a legacy and you could build upon.
Okay. So what was the lowest point in your business, and how did you overcome those adversities?
That is a great question. Well, there are several low points, right?
Yeah.
I think the first low point is when you start a business. It's excitement mixed with, oh shit, how the hell are we going to build this? And you just kind of have to have blind optimism and grit and determination to get through the first, I would say 2, but probably 5 years. Once you hit 5 years, if you're not successful, you need to change your business. You need to get out of that business.
Yeah.
So after 5 years, we became very successful.
With your real estate business?
With the real estate business. And then you hit another plateau. I was just telling my lovely friend Mark, who's in from London. I was at a point where I had 4 offices and 200 agents that worked for me.
Wow.
And I realized that a large part of the profits of the company was going to wages and rents. And on paper, it was very impressive. But then on the balance sheet, I'm like, wow,
You're not profitable.
I'm devoting tens of thousands of hours throughout the life of the company on non-high value tasks. So then at that point I had to make the hard decision of let's restructure, let's cut, and now my company is massively profitable.
What's the most amount of money that you made in 1 year?
Probably around 5 million.
And that's from your real estate brokerage business?
Yes, and a few supplemental income.
And then final question, what was an epiphany that you had in your business that took you to a completely different level?
The epiphany is always, always, always trust your gut. Don't be book smart and then street stupid. Be streetwise and then back that up with books and experts and mentors. But that first, to all you young entrepreneurs out there, when you get an idea, you're gonna have that little burst of excitement that's followed by, oh shit, what do I do? How do I make it work? And follow your gut. If you meet someone and you're like, well, he seems nice, but there's just something about this guy, follow your gut. Your gut will never, ever lead you astray.
Great advice. What was your name?
Peter.
What's your Instagram name?
Peter Lorimer, PeterLorimer.
Cool. Is there anywhere else they can find you besides Instagram?
Dodgy pubs, maybe illegal nightclubs.
Okay.
You know, expensive parties. No, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, but Instagram's really the place I live.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
YouTube as well.
YouTube too. Cool. All right, well, I appreciate your time.
Of course.
Have a great day, okay? So what do you do for a living?
Yeah, co-own a burrito concept.
And how long have you been doing that for?
Probably about 17 years.
Okay, and what's the burrito concept?
It's called Bubbakoo's Burritos.
Okay, what makes it unique?
We're very different. It's a very cutting edge brand. We do things like an awesome cooked order hibachi steak and shrimp burrito. So like Chipotle, where you usually do your rice, your beans, we do all the same, except in the meantime, we're cooking your steak and your shrimp to order.
Okay.
And at the end, we're slamming the sizzling hot steak and shrimp right in the burrito, rolling it up. It's a complete different eating experience.
How many restaurants do you own?
125.
125. Wow. Okay, cool. I gotta check that restaurant out. So what's some advice for someone that doesn't have any money who wants to get into your industry?
Well, for starters, I'm a big believer in working. So the first thing you got to do is get out there and work. Doesn't matter where you work. Get your experience, especially with people. Save your money. A lot of the younger people want to drive fancy cars, to wear the nicest clothes, best of everything, vacations. I recommend that they stay conservative, stay humble, save your money. Key. Or buy something where you could, leverage yourself like a house.
Yeah.
Where you could borrow from your house. I started the business with my partner off of a $40,000 home equity loan. The business right now is worth probably about $100 million.
What was the most money that you've made in a year?
About $3 million a year.
What was the lowest point in your business?
Yeah.
And how'd you overcome those adversities?
Ooh, that's a good one. What was our third store is the Brick location. That store, we had opened up this is all in Jersey, by the way. Opened up one store, was successful. Opened up the second store, was successful. The third one almost sunk our battleship.
So you guys were just moving too quickly, scaling too fast.
We opened too fast. We're getting a little cocky. We didn't pick the right real estate, and that really almost put us under. But fortunately, we just stuck to our guns, kept building that business, investing that business. Didn't make any money. I actually worked a second job the entire time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Picking the wrong location, right?
Yeah, location.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we got through the third one and opened up the fourth one, which was Grand Slam. So we really became winners after that fourth store.
Okay, cool. So just keep on going,
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Even if you make a big mistake, just keep on going.
Don't give up.
All right, there we go. And then final question.
Sure.
What was an epiphany in your business that really took you to the next level?
Probably the deciding factor to franchise the business. So after about 8 or 9 stores, my partner and I decided to franchise the business, which is a much bigger bite of the apple than we expected. And that really took us to the next level. It was hard in the beginning, but I'd say after probably about 4 or 5 years of plugging away at it, it started to blossom. And now, again, we went from 8 stores, we're at 125. We have another 200 stores to build.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's the name of your company so people can find you?
Again, it's Bubba Burritos.
Bubba Burritos. Do you have an Instagram for that?
Absolutely, and Facebook. Bubba Burritos.
All right, sounds good. What was your name?
Paul.
Paul, thank
Nice
you
to
for your
meet
time,
you.
Paul.
Pleasure.
That was some great information, great advice. Paul gave some great advice about staying frugal and making sure you don't buy anything luxurious. Invest back into your business. Invest in the assets that are really going to propel your wealth to the next level. The next thing that I really like that he said is you have to stay humble. When you think you know what you're doing, when you think you have everything under control, you can't get arrogant. That was one of his downfalls, was that he was trying to scale too quickly because he thought he knew what he was doing. And because of that, he was struggling, and it got to the point where he had to work 2 jobs just to keep his location afloat, which leads to our final message: don't give up. Even though he was struggling, he kept on going. He did whatever it took for him to really make sure his business was successful, like working those 2 jobs. Quick question for you.
Yes.
Are you a millionaire? I have a YouTube channel with 200,000 subscribers. We go around, we ask millionaires what they do for a living.
Technically, yes. Yeah.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a financial advisor.
Okay, how long have you been doing that for?
23 years.
23 years?
Yeah.
Okay. What's some advice for someone just getting started who wants to get into your industry? They don't have any money.
Consistency and be you. You have to be yourself. Anything where you're selling something to somebody, they'll believe in you more than they'll believe in what you're selling. So if you're authentic, it'll work out.
Okay, just be authentic.
Just be authentic, but also be consistent. You got to be relentless.
Be relentless.
My God, I tried to give up 3 or 4 times in my life, and today I'm grateful that I didn't. It's the best thing that I ever could have done was just stick it out.
What would you say the lowest moment in your business was, and how'd you overcome those adversities?
There's several of them. Lowest moment, I had good partners, and I had a good life partner. I had somebody that I looked at it once and I said, I'm either about to be absolutely broke or I'm going to be more successful than I've ever been. And she said, we got this, don't worry. And I stuck it out, and it was right. That was right.
From having the right partners.
Having the right partners. So
Okay.
people I trusted.
Okay.
So.
And then final question, what was an epiphany that you had in your career that really took you to the next level?
Be yourself.
Be yourself,
And
that's
don't,
it.
That's it. No, be yourself.
Okay.
Don't try to be something that other people think they want you to be. Be yourself.
Okay.
That was the biggest turning point when I learned that I don't have to be all things to all of my clients. I just have to be me, and the clients that like me will go with me forever.
Okay.
And my business tripled when I figured that out.
Okay. I know I said last question,
Okay.
but that leads to another question.
Okay.
What do you do for marketing? How do you usually get your clients?
It's all word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
It's all word of mouth. All of my clients come from other clients.
Okay.
That's it.
Perfect. What was your name?
Michael.
Michael Ezekiel. Nice to meet
Ezekiel,
you.
nice to
Hey,
meet you,
appreciate
man.
your time, man.
Good luck with your
Thank you.
project, with
Have a
your
good one.
channel, man.
Yeah. Excuse me? Hey, sorry to bother you. We go around and we ask business owners what they do for a living. Do you have a couple minutes to answer a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. What do you do for a living?
A hairstylist and an owner of
Oh, cool. How long have you been doing that for?
here in this building is 4 years,
What's the most amount of money that you made in a year?
600,000.
What's some advice for someone who doesn't have any money who wants to get into your industry?
Go to school to get your license. Standing, you could be the best hairstylist or you can be the best barber, but you understand the business side of it in order for you to put you in the next level. In any kind of business, you have to understand your position and also understand the marketing side of it. Marketing is very important for any industry or any kind of job.
Of course. What'd you do for marketing for your company?
SEO.
So you write your own articles on your website for SEO?
Yeah.
Oh, and how much time does that take for you each day?
SEO is like trying to use all those keywords necessary for your business. So always put yourself in the position of the searcher. Understanding demographic is the most important thing.
How can somebody understand their demographic?
Target market, for example, you have to know how to niche the market. For example, I'm a hairstylist, but I decided men's hairstylist instead.
So just the men's niche.
That's the men's niche.
Just the men's niche. What was the lowest point in your business? And how did you overcome those adversities?
The lowest point in when you're starting it, you don't know yet your market. You're not familiar yet with your demographic.
When did you really start making money?
After a year of understanding your target market, and also branding your name is very important. The trust of the people. I'm one of the most expensive salon. I mean, I charge $190. Most of my competition here when it comes to men's, the most barbershop is to $85. But understanding your demographic, as I said, I can afford to charge $190.
How did you find that edge to find that luxury market for people that are willing to pay that price?
Demographic is not that easy. It takes a while. First, you have to be good at what you do. You have to be competitive, and then branding yourself. I have my own hair products too.
Yeah.
I work in a big salon like Giuseppe Franco, where Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Mickey Rourke goes. I just decided to create my own brand. Everything is in front of you. All you have to do is exert some effort. All you have to be is be resourceful.
Exactly. So for everybody watching, what's your first and last name?
Rodante Smith.
And what's the name of your company?
Rodante Beverly Hills Inc.
And where can people find you? What's your address to your business?
So I'm right here at the heart of Rodeo Drive, 421 North Rodeo Drive at the Rodeo Collection building.
Okay.
This is a legendary, building. When I decided to become a hairstylist, I always wanted to be in Beverly Hills. I have my mindset. I only want to be working in Beverly Hills. After working for 9 years at Giuseppe Franco Salon, I decided to do on my own.
You made the jump.
I want to have what is going to be, I'm already in Beverly Hills, what will be the next step? Always aim for higher, aim for more, much better.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here already here.
All right, well, hey, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
That was some great advice.
what's
It was
your
nice meeting you, Ezekiel. All right, have a good one, okay? 100K in 1 year from cutting hair. He gave some really great advice. There's a few things that really stood out to me. One, make sure you're resourceful. Everything you need is on the internet. We have YouTube University to learn whatever you want. Two, make sure you're niche specific. Even though you're in an industry like cutting hair, focus on one thing in cutting hair. For him, it was cutting men's hair that had a lot of money. And finally, something that I feel like a lot of business owners can use is make sure you focus on the fundamentals. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on paid ads. Just make sure you have your SEO down. Website SEO, Google Business, and finally, Yelp. Those are all the things that he really used to propel his business to the next level. Let's get this next interview. What's the most that you made in a single year?
In a day or in a year?
Both. What's both?
12 million in a year. I've made 150,000 in 1 day.
Talk about some of the logistics of your company.
So I essentially help my clients maximize their assets, minimize their taxes, and just strategize for true wealth. It's like estate planning, asset protection, private banking, trading, investing.
Okay. And what's some advice for someone who doesn't have any experience or any money who wants to get into your industry?
I would say a shifted paradigm is a wealthy mind. So if they can begin by changing the way that they view themselves and seeing themselves in a higher light, that honestly magnetizes the opportunities that they need to get into any industry or field.
What was the lowest point in your business And how did you overcome those adversities?
That's a great question. The lowest time in my business, I would say, was when I was in network marketing. I was like 20, and I just lost everything. I lost everything, including my mind. And how I came back was by studying neuroscience. So like Joe Dispenza, breaking the habit of being yourself. Because, you know, you kind of get adapted to what you think about. So if you're aligned with an identity that says you're wealthy or you make a lot of money and you lose everything, sometimes people take their lives, sometimes people don't rebound.
Yeah.
So I was able to just study neuroscience and understand how the mind works, so that way I can apply those things to get back and be better.
And that really propelled you forward?
It actually helped me do better the second time around, because now I kind of understood the spiritual foundation that was necessary for me to be successful, versus before I was just chasing money.
Yeah.
Now I focus on maximizing my mind and let the money chase me.
Okay. How did you stumble across your business that you're in right now?
So honestly, I have a mentor. So I would always say have a mentor, because mentors help avoid mistakes. And my mentor just introduced, I got into the industry. I was trading.
Okay.
So I was like, well, where can I save my money so I can maximize it? I got it maximized. I thought I did, and they did it wrong. So my mentor introduced me to someone who showed me the proper way to do it, and we realized that 98% of agents don't know how to do it properly.
What do you do for marketing to get to your scale? Because you said you made $150,000 a day. How can someone do what you're doing?
So I did that through trading.
Okay.
So I would say trading is definitely a way. And then also Myron Golden is a great person to follow as well.
Okay.
Because he teaches individuals how to make $100,000 in a day, how to make $1 million in a day. So just having the right mentors helps you collapse decades into days.
What was an epiphany in your business that really took you to the next level?
These are really good questions. You came up with these on your own?
Yeah.
These are good questions.
Thank you.
I would say my coach, Stormy Wellington.
Okay.
She was the first epiphany bridge when I was 16, it was over 10 years ago. And honestly, what I did differently is just continue to reinvent yourself over and over and over and over again. Like, your best one is your last one.
Okay.
So focusing on the next one and visualizing what person do I need to become. Seeing how many of us make a lot of money, but we don't keep a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I figured, well, because my brand is a millennial millionaire. So I said, well, if millennials wanted to be a millionaire, they need to know how to manage their money.
Yeah.
But there's no one who's cool showing money being managed. So
Yeah. Sounds good. What was your name?
Alexis Holyfield.
Okay.
Yes.
And where can they find you at?
So my Instagram is at Alexis Holyfield _. I can be found on YouTube at the Millennial Millionaires, and LinkedIn is also Alexis Holyfield.
Cool. Hey, well, thank you for your time. That was some
a
great
pleasure.
advice. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. You heard it here first on Rodeo Drive. We had some amazing entrepreneurs give some awesome advice. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and stay tuned, because we're gonna be dropping some fire on this channel. Peace out.